Very much so. In fact, as you mentioned, here in Canada today, in Toronto, there were protests as well. Large crowds gathered on the street, blocking traffic as well. People protesting racism, both against the African Canadian community, the African American community in the United States, but also anti-Indigenous racism they were protesting. We saw smaller crowds gather in Montreal and in Halifax as well. This also touched people across the pond in Europe, for example. In Berlin, people gathered there outside the U.S. Embassy, angry about what they see and saw happen in the United States. People in London, in Britain as well, protested, holding up signs, protesting together, chanting, calling for change that they say they see as necessary as well. Have a listen. So, Natasha, that is just some of the reaction we are seeing, not just here in Canada, across the states, across the United States as well, but also in Europe.
Thank you for having me today.
So when you were at the protest, Selena, give us a sense of what you saw. What were people saying? What was the mood and the atmosphere like?
Well, I think I want to start off by saying that I'm really glad that CBC is focusing on this particular issue. I knew that over the last couple of days, there has been a few people on social media calling for CBC News to focus more on Canadian content. I know Sandy Hudson has and Kika Ojo. And the mood there today was one of solidarity. It was one of frustration. It was one of ensuring that we were there for each other. We've been isolated for a very long time with COVID and dealing with a lot of the pressures of having a disproportionately negative impact of the disease, but also seeing racism continue to play a role in the dehumanization and destruction of Black lives.
From empty highways at rush hour to deserted downtown streets, COVID-19 has changed the way people work and live. And while the economy may have come to a halt, the environment is benefiting in a big way. Since lockdowns began in March, satellite images show a roughly 30% decline in nitrogen dioxide emissions, a gas produced when fossil fuels are burned to power and heat cars and buildings. It's roughly the same progress Canada made in the last decade through stringent regulations on vehicle emissions.
So ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਾਈਲਾਂ ਘੱਟ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਅੱਧਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਾ ਕਿ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਥੱਲੇ ਆਉਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਅੱਧਿਆਂ ਐਲਡ ਦਾ ਪੇਪਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਫੈਕਟਰ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਦਾ ਐਕਸਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਆ 40 ਤੱਕ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ 440 ਮਤਲਬ पॉइंट सिस्टम वर्क किद्दां करदा सो फॉर एग्जांपल मैं 7 बंदे नूं PR देनी आ ते मेरे को 10 पॉइंट तक हुंदे आ ते मेरे को 2 बंदे इदां जिन्हां को 10 पॉइंट आ 2 बंदे मेरे को इदां आ जिन्हां कोल 7 पॉइंट आ ते 3 बंदे मेरे को इदां जिन्हां को 5 पॉइंट आ तो हुण मैं 7 बंदे नूं PR देनी सीगी हुण मैनूं 7 बंदे चाहिए सी मैं पॉइंट देखने शुरू कर देने सो मेरी कट ऑफ कित्थे बनूगी मैनूं 2 बंदे मिल गए 10 चों 2 बंदे मिल गए 7 तो 2 बंदे मतलब 3 बंदे मिल गए मैनूं 5 तो सो मेरी कट ऑफ आ 5 मतलब 5 विच उस तो बाद हुण 5 ते भी जे मान लो मल्टीपल बंदे आ ते उत्ते डिपेंड करदा कि किन्ने फाइल कदों सबमिट कीती सीगी उस हिसाब नाल भी चीज़ां मैटर करदियां